Hi viewers, welcome to LMS Solution. Today we are going to see about how to use three-phase fault block in MATLAB Simulink. So for that, just you go to MATLAB and then go to library browser. So you can find out that Simscape detail, and then inside the Simscape you can find out electrical, and then you can see the specialized power system. Then inside that power grid elements you can find out the three-phase fault block. Okay, so just you drag and put it in that working window. So what's the use of this three-phase fault, right? That means if you want to test the system, right, AC system with a different fault condition. So what happened to that system during that fault event? Okay, so for that we can use this kind of three-phase fault block. Okay, so here you see that, right, when you click this three-phase fault you can see the options. So initial state, okay, so initial state equal to 0 in the sense there is no fault will be created during time of initial condition, that means starting of the simulation. Okay, so next you can see that another thing is fault between. So that means, so what kind of fault you are going to create. So normally we have symmetrical fault and unsymmetrical fault. Okay, so we need to test the system with the symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical, right, unsymmetrical fault, right. So that means we want to test the system with this single line to ground fault, double line to ground fault, double line fault, and triple line fault, triple line to ground fault. Okay, so this fault going to be tested in the power system. Okay, so for that you can enable this fault lines. Okay, for example, if you want to create fault between line A and the ground, okay, then you can untick this B and C. So just you go to enable and phase A and ground. So it will be create the fault between A and G. It is known as line to ground fault. So if you want to create a double line fault, so you click the particular line. Okay, phase A, phase B, B and C, and then A and C with the ground. Okay, if you want to create a double line fault, just you untick this ground. You select the particular line AB, AC, and BC. Okay, if you want to create a triple line fault, you click A, B, C, untick ground. If you want to create a triple line fault with the ground, right, then you click ground. Okay, then it will, you can create the scenario for a different type of fault condition. Okay, so next thing is switching time. Okay, so when the fault is occur and when the fault is removed. Okay, so that thing you can fix it here, right. For example, I'm going to fix 0.1. Okay, and then 0.12 or 15 or 16. Okay, so here you see that fault occur at the time of 0.1 second. Fault is going to be removed at the time of 0.16, 0.1 to 0.16. Okay, so it's a fault time. Okay, so you can fix the timing, starting time of the fault and ending time of the fault. Okay, so next thing is fault resistance and then ground resistance. Okay, so you can fix the fault resistance also and ground resistance also. Okay, so for example, we are creating single line to ground fault. So what's the fault resistance in the single line to ground, and also what's the resistance of the ground. Okay, so you can fix in this do these two box. Okay, so these are the important parameter you have to initialize in the this box. Okay, so you fix the fault and then click OK. Now we are going to test this. That means now we are going to test the fault block. Okay, so for that I'm going to use three-phase voltage source. Okay, I'm going to use three-phase source, and then I'm going to use same source in the, so this is going to be considered as sending end and this is going to be considered as receiving end. So just I'm going to change the that mean up and down. So in between I'm going to use RLC branch. Okay, three-phase RLC, series RLC branch. So now I'm going to create the fault in this point. Okay. So before that, we need to check the result. So once the fault is occurred in the system, we need to see the result of voltage and current. So for that, I'm going to use VA measurement, 3-phase VA measurement. So and then I'm going to use scope to measure that, to see the response of voltage and current. Okay, so number of input to layout is 2. And then we need to use power GI. Okay, so that is most important. Okay, so now I'm changed to time is, that means 0.2 seconds, just to make time is, stop time is 0.2 seconds. Now I'm going to check the result. So first I'm going to check the result without fault condition. So before that, I'm going to change this one is R network, R type. Just I'm going to check the result. So this is the result of the system. Okay, without fault condition. Now I'm going for a line to ground. I'm going to check the result. So when I apply line to ground, right, only one line will be affected by the fault, and then you can see the variation in the line voltage and this line current. Okay. So next I'm going to change to double line to ground fault. So in double line to ground fault, you will see that, right, the fault affect the two lines, and then you can see the variation in the voltage and current in the two line. Okay. And also I'm going for a triple line fault, triple line to ground fault. So you see that, right, variation in the voltage as well as current in the 3 lines. Okay. So next I'm going for a 3-phase fault, that means triple line fault. I'm going to check the result. So you will get the same kind of result only. Okay, that means 3 lines is affected by the fault. Okay, I'm going for a double line fault. So here is that is a variation of 2 lines voltage and current. Okay, do for the double line fault. So whenever you are creating the network, right, so if you want to test the fault condition of the network, whenever fault is occurring in the system, what will be happen? So what will be the possibility of the voltage and current? That means what's the fault nature? That means current and voltage nature during that fault condition. So if you want to test, then you can create the network and then insert this fault plug, and then you can test the system effectively. Okay, so this is the use case of this 3-phase fault plug in the MATLAB Simulink. So thanks for watching our videos. Kindly subscribe our channel and also click bell icon for notification about upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye.